Hey, familia, welcome to your daily dose of spice, where we inject a little bit of positivity into your day each and every day. Today's topic is super, super important. We're looking at how do I know if I'm insulin resistant? So I'm going to go over two things to look out for. There are many different things you can look out for, but I'm going to cover two. And then we're going to talk a little bit about blood sugars and what do they really mean. Because insulin resistance really is diabetes. And when I talk about diabetes, I am always referring to type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is something entirely different. I'm always going to be talking about type 2 diabetes when I say the word diabetes. So if you are new here, welcome. Welcome to the familia. My name is Dr. Alex. I'm a holistic practitioner, and I am on a mission to transform healthcare and how it is delivered to you. And so much of my mission is around educating, preventing, reversing diabetes for minority populations. And we know for a fact that diabetes, heart disease, obesity is ravaging our community, our people. We are affected disproportionately by this. There are many factors that influence this, but so much of it is simply just educational, lifestyle, habits. That's really what has created this crisis for our people. And so I'm really looking to break that, right? Defy those odds, break that cycle. I want you to be the person that defies the odds, that breaks the cycle, that just cuts that generational cycle, just cuts it down, that you are the one to change that for yourself and for your family. You can do it. That does not have to be your future. Pills, insulin, amputations, sugar-free chocolates, sugar-free this, sugar-free that. That does not have to be your future at all. But that's what I've seen my entire life growing up. That was my entire family. That's what I grew up. And I knew if I was going to keep heading in the direction that I was headed in, that that was going to be my future. But I made a change. I decided to make changes, and here I am. And this is what I want to do. I want you to share today's video because it is so powerful. If you love people in your life, you don't want them to be diabetic. You want them to get healthy, to reverse their diabetes, to not be pre-diabetic anymore. Share this video with them. If you love them, share this video with every single person that you know that can benefit from this information. So, first thing to look out for if you think you might be insulin sensitive is after you eat a meal, are you extremely tired? Do you feel like you gotta go take a nap after you eat food? Are you very lethargic? Are you just, I'm just tired, I'm done, I wanna go to sleep? That is not normal. After you eat, you should feel energized, you should feel ready to go, you should feel satiated, you should feel fine. It should not cause you to go want to lay down and take a nap. That is a signal that your body is having too much difficulty digesting your food, breaking it down, and converting it into energy. It is just way too hard because things are so out of whack, things are so imbalanced inside of your body that this is how it is showing up. So that's one of the things to look out for. Second thing I want you to think about is, do you have a lot of highs and lows? Do you find yourself becoming hangry a lot? Are you hangry? Do you get hangry? Do you get very irritable? Do you get headaches and lightheaded? Do you feel like you're always having to, I always got to eat something. I always got to have a snack. If I don't eat right now, I'm just not going to feel good. That's not normal. You should be able to go 6 to 8 hours without eating and feel fine. So I want you to think about the Snickers commercial. So if you haven't seen the Snickers commercial, it's where somebody is just acting completely crazy, and then they eat a Snickers bar, and then all of a sudden they're fine. They're back to normal. That is advertising at its best right there, because in no way, in no world is eating a Snickers bar going to make you a better person or turn you back to who you're supposed to be or improve your life or do anything for you but harm you, because that is pure sugar. That a Snickers bar is in no way good for you. So that's advertising at its best. That's them getting you to think that that is what you need. You always need to constantly be eating and snacking. No, that in no way does that make sense. If you really sit down and think about it, does constantly giving your body food all the time make any sense? Is that allowing your body to do what it is naturally supposed to do? Were people way back in the day, way back, and I'm talking about way back in the day, were they eating every 2 to 3 hours? Did they even have enough food to eat every 2 to 3 hours? No, they didn't. Your body naturally, so we're talking physiological, right? Our bodies want to achieve homeostasis. They want to do things that are going to keep us even and balanced throughout the day. That is just nature. That is physiology. That is science, honey. So if you're feeding yourself every 2 to 3 hours, you're not allowing your body to do anything that it's supposed to do on its own. You are intervening in that, and you are changing everything inside of your body. You are creating that insulin resistance for yourself. You're not allowing your body to become sensitive to what it naturally does, to what it naturally is supposed to do for you. Your body is naturally supposed to use that extra fat, that glucose, all of those things in your body for energy to fuel itself. We didn't always have all of these snacks available to us. We shouldn't have to look outwardly for that energy at all. It's all within us. And if you're eating the right foods and eating, normally throughout the day, then your body will naturally have that in reserves, be able to unlock that and be able to use it. But we are just messing all that shit up by feeding ourselves all the time. No. If you find yourself very irritable and needing to eat all the time, it's because your body just does not know how to balance itself out naturally anymore. It's out of whack. You are resistant to your insulin. So how can you fix that? Well, that's a topic for another video, or you can always look at my 90-day metabolic makeover, because the whole point of that program is really to prevent diabetes, to make you more sensitive to your own insulin. And we do that through intermittent fasting. That's just one of the interventions that you can use for that. But like I said, that's a whole nother topic for another day. So one last part that I want to get into is blood sugars. And so much of what people who are type 2 diabetic and what traditional medicine focuses on is your numbers, your blood glucose numbers. So you poke your finger and you measure it to see what your blood glucose is. And so always the name of the game, and always, the goal is we got to get your blood sugar lower. We got to get those numbers lower. Your blood sugar's too high. So what happens? Blood sugar's too high. We give you more pills. We give you more insulin to bring those numbers down, right? That's just dumb, because in all honesty, it makes no sense, because we're just treating that. We're not helping anybody get over the other causes that are influencing that insulin resistance, because that's really what diabetes is. You're resistant to your insulin. So we're not looking at the obesity. We're not looking at the high blood pressure. We're not looking at any of those other things that are killing people. We're not looking at any of that. We're just focusing on the numbers and wanting to give people more medicine and more insulin. We're not getting to the root cause of the problem. We're not getting into the lifestyle. We're not getting into the routines, to the habits, to the foods. We pretend like we're educating people on what they got to eat and how much you got to eat, but we're not really changing anything for anybody. Because if we were, we wouldn't have all these people out here dying from complications of diabetes, amputations, blindness, heart attacks. We wouldn't have all that if we were really fixing the problem with diabetes. If those pills and that insulin were really doing anything, we wouldn't have any of these problems. So sorry, it gets me heated, because it's such a huge part that we're missing. We're focusing so much on those little numbers and all of this. What we really need to be looking at is that A1C. That A1C that measures 3 to 4 months of what your blood sugars are really running. It's like the lie detector test of your blood sugar. But we will get into that in another video. So stop focusing so much on those daily numbers. Focus on what routines, what lifestyle are you living? What are you putting in your mouth? What are you doing for exercise? The lifestyle changes are what you need to focus on. Once you can get that shit in check, then those numbers will come down naturally on their own, without needing extra insulin, without needing extra pills. There are things you can do. Stop focusing on the pills. Stop focusing on the insulin. Focus on what you are doing. Take responsibility. What are you putting in your mouth? What is your stress level like? What life are you leading? That's what you really need to be thinking about. But they don't want to tell you any of that stuff, but that's why I'm here, because that is really what is killing us, is this. We're not getting to the root cause of the problem. So those are two ways to see if you might be insulin resistant, which so many of us are, but we don't realize it. So keep an eye out for those two things. And I hope this video has helped you. And honestly, share this video with people that you love. Like I said, we need to change this. We need to stop dying. We need to stop becoming victims of diabetes. We can totally do it. We can change this, but it starts with you. You have to decide for yourself to make those choices, to make that change, to educate yourself, to do the work. That's what you got to be committed to if you want to change this for yourself. If you want to defy the odds, you want to break that cycle. All right, guys, that is the end of today's video. So I will catch you mañana. And as always, for a balanced life, just add spice.